Some good people of earth, receive my respect and gratitude for clicking this video. You are a wonderful human. You see, we are all about good vibes, peace, respect, love, and forgiveness all over the world. Straight out of Africa with some crazy videos that you just don't wanna miss. Watch till the end and leave your comments. Hit the like button and tell us where you're watching from. Let's dive in. Much love. You are respected. What is this thing? Oh. This looks like an ancient stuff because modern people cannot build stuff like this. They want to modern, beautiful looking stuff. You see how this stuff is made? It looks like ancient stuff. I don't know what it is, but it looks like storage for some crazy manuscript or wisdom, something like that. Yo, you guys do know what these symbols mean? Oh, what? Can you Google these symbols? I wonder. I don't know. How can... Oh, this looks like those things I've seen in Bibles, other Bibles with pictures. Oh, what are these things, man? This might be some very... What? See that pyramid there? No, that triangle. What do you call it? I don't know, the Masonic Triangle. What? That triangle makes some fear and this lions. What does that mean?
When you open your mouth wide with a wide expression, not showing you it.
Your mouth is so big.
Take a look at this. It's like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
A plane appearing to hang in midair over San Francisco. Your eyes, they're not playing tricks on you. It's actually an optical illusion called the Parallx Effect. So when you're moving past another moving object and it appears to be stuck, the video has gone viral with some people calling it a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, I wonder if it's still there.
Oh, what happened to that airplane, man? Did the pilot just decide to chill up there and maybe, who knows, take some time and think about life? Oh, what's happening? How is this possible? Some guy with the ability to have like 10 fingers? Okay. Oh, now that makes sense. Oh, she. Okay, let's see. Ah, what? Look. Oh, this is some very interesting stuff. Oh, you see, this guy is a very amazing guy and a wonderful soul because he's telling us things that happen, and some of these things would have scared me if I hadn't seen this video. What about you? Please tell us in the comment section. Much love to you. Much love to everybody out there, man.
How long has this been possible?
Are we born smart, or do we learn to be smart throughout life? You're asking the right girl, because I'm Rachel and I am a neuroscientist. Certainly there are genetic components to intelligence. We know this, for example, from studies of twins raised in different households with different experiences. They tend to have a similar, comparable level of intelligence. We also know that there are critical periods throughout childhood and adolescence where we have a kind of sponge-like learning capacity and our ability to build intelligence and skills is higher. But that's not the whole story. The brain is incredibly plastic, as we say in neuroscience, which means it has this immense capacity to change and adapt over time. Now that means that skills and intelligence can be cultivated with practice and consistent mental challenges. I grew up believing that I'm not very clever and I never would be. Then I discovered neuroscience and this concept of neuroplasticity, and it gave me hope. I stopped believing in natural talent so much outside of a sporting context, right? Because we have anatomy to consider. We don't have many 4'2" Olympic swimmers, for example. But when it comes to the brain and skills and intelligence, I feel like we have unlimited potential to grow.
For this example, I'm going to use the M key. So to remember your password, you're only going to have to remember one letter. My password's M. If I had to ever change my password, I tell Carl, hey, your new password is N, or your new password is B. Using our standard operating procedure, he's automatically going to know what that password is going to be. This is going to be a 16-digit password utilizing the shift key, M, J, U, 7, all lowercase numerical 7, M, K, O, 0, shift key down, creates that uppercase level and special character, capital M, capital J, capital U, ampersand, capital M, capital K, capital O, end parentheses.
Nice.
In real time on a keyboard, it's going to look something like this.
Please watch this before they take it down. Here, Donald Marshall proves that human droning is a thing. It's frightening, but it's real.
People can use them to replace problem people. Like some of these disgusting Illuminati guys are pretty ugly and they have no hope of getting a wife, so they'll find a beautiful woman and have them droned. They don't rot or anything, but I look at it like going out with a corpse, right? It's pretty disgusting, and they don't care that it's a lizard consciousness. They just do it, and it's still murdering the other person, though, but they emulate human behavior pretty well. It's in their instinct to copy being a parasitical life form, but man, they're still just gross, and they don't think right, they don't work right. They freak out all the time. This is what they do. They use them to replace people, and there's celebrities that are drones in Hollywood, and drones don't want to get found out and sent off and killed. This is what I thought FEMA camps were for, rounding up drones, because they've been talking about it at the cloning center. They're going to have to get wiped, and they're going to cry. They're going to, no, please don't kill me. I didn't want to drone this human. You got to kill these things. I have to tell as many people as I can, because they kill people with these lizards, and I don't want to walk around in a world with those parasited human hosts in it.
Oh, no, that is something that makes me scared to think about it. You mean someone could clone someone like me and use them somewhere else? Oh my god! You see, this guy is a very amazing guy, and he always brings hacks for us. And we see how these things are done, and we realize some fool us. Let's see what this guy does. Okay. What? How? You see? So this guy teaches us and shows us how this one. Oh. So these things are mostly alright. What do you think about this TikTok hack? Have you ever tried it? Oh, tell us in the comment section. How did it turn out, man? I'd like to know. Myself, the ones I've tried, oh, they really make me sad and negative.
Worth of wood. Why? Because it's wood, and 1 kilogram is about $100,000. I'm here with Mona and Rahman from the company Al Haramain, and that's pretty expensive stuff. And it smells very animalic and obviously woody if you extract fragrance oil out of it. Great, thank you.
The live alien that had been taken from the 1949 Roswell crash was called EB. Was short for extraterrestrial biological entity, and all aliens are not called EB. EB had a tendency to lie, and for over a year would give only the desired answers to questions asked. Those questions which would have resulted in an undesirable answer went unanswered. At some point during the second year of captivity, he began to open up, and the information derived from Evie was startling, to say the least. And this compilation of his revelations became the foundation of what would later be finished, called the Yellow Book. Photographs were taken of Evie, which among others, I and Bill English were to view years later in Grudge 13. Why do they keep the aliens in a Faraday-shielded environment? Because they have a tendency to disappear right through walls. And if you can prevent the transmission of electromagnetic energy, you can stop them from doing it. And if you can prevent the transmission of electromagnetic energy, you can stop them from doing it. In late 1951, Evie became ill. Medical personnel had been unable to determine the cause of Evie's illness and had no background from which to draw. Evie's system was chlorophyll-based, and he processed food into energy much the same as plants. Waste material was excreted almost exactly the same as plants. It was decided that an expert in botany was called for. A botanist, Dr. Guo Mendoza, was brought in to try and help him recover. Those of you who have been looking for him on medical lists will not find him there. He was a PhD in...
Oh my God! Now that's some challenging piece of information. Real footage in the bedroom. Oh, let's see. Is there some ghost in the bedroom? Oh, this can really scare someone. You can imagine ghosts in the bedroom, man. Oh my God! You see that person with the cape in the bedroom, and is that a real person? Let's see. Oh, it was just a ghost. Yeah. Now that can make me just to move or migrate from that house immediately. Oh, or maybe pray fast without ceasing and see. If it doesn't work now, it can make me now ask for assistance. What would you do? Secret history. Look at these mountains and hills that resembles animals we know. This looks so familiar, like my friend's elephant. Oh, possibility the fastest running man ever caught on camera. Oh, let's chill. Is this real guy? Is this guy running for real, or is this I doubt. Is that real? Strange interdimensional creature caught on camera. What the hell is that? Oh my God. What do these things come from?
I'd like to know the genius engineer that took a look at an excavator and said, you know what, that back end of the excavator isn't doing nothing. Let's put another excavator on the end of it. I'm more than happy to admit that I might be overlooking an application for a double-ender excavator, but I mean the whole swing part of the excavator is important. So I mean, is this guy fighting with this guy? Do they both have swing controls? Do they have to contact each other over radio to say, hey, swing left so I can dump my load? Because you pick up the dirt and you swing over and you drop it. If not, you're just picking up the dirt and you're putting it in the same hole. I don't understand. Maybe it's a backup for when this one breaks, you can hop back here and keep working. I mean, Sani, is that a good brand? Never heard of it, doubt it. But yeah, there you go.
My dog will not let me in the room.
Idiot. I went to the store today to get a few things that my wife told me to on a list. I put the list in my pocket, went to the store, started getting all this stuff. I didn't realize until I was checking out what an idiot I really am. Here, let me show you. All right, so here's the list she wrote me. Yeah, number 1, Velveeta. Number 2, chips. Number 3, hamburger. Yeah, that's how I read it now. How I read it at the store is, I need 1 block of Velveeta. So what did I get? 1 block of Velveeta. 2 chips. There's your 2 chips. All right. Hamburger. 1, 2, 3. Y'all get the picture. 4 waters. There's 4 waters. Oh, it gets worse. 5 things of sugar. 20 pounds of sugar. Like, what was I even thinking? 20 pounds of sugar. 6 pastas. There's 6 pasta. But the kicker, she had to save the best for last. 7 salt. Number 7 is salt. Just look, guys. All right. If Hocus Pocus is to come to our neighborhood this Halloween, we're going to be covered. And Supernatural, if you're watching, if you need some salt, I got you. We got it. The moral of this story is, ladies, if you're going to write a list and number it, put a period. A period makes a big difference. Because us guys, we're just going to look at the list and grab the shit.
You see, now that makes a lot of sense. But much love to all humans out there, male, female, whatever. Much love to you if you identify as a human and you are respected and loved. Like you see this puppy playing the butterfly, it's good vibes. Oh, see how this is amazing. It's just playing and it's not eating it. You see, this is so amazing. Different breeds, completely different species of animals, and they are playing. Oh, isn't this wonderful? You can imagine if the same was for we humans, different people, everywhere, different everything, and we just vibe, good vibes. We come up with ideas to make the world a better place, to spread peace, help those that are in need. You
Want to
see?
get creeped out? Let's talk
Could be
about someone
good.
else who tried the Three Kings challenge. For storytelling purposes, we will name the person who told the story Janie. Janie was never really a fan of the occult or into anything supernatural. It was her sister Amanda who was a lot more into the occult and reading spooky stories and watching scary movies. It was Amanda who read about the Three Kings challenge and convinced her sister Janie to do the ritual, to do the challenge. Janie was more of the mindset that nothing's gonna happen anyways, so this will just be something fun and maybe I can either spook out my sister or prove to her that this isn't really a thing. Janie and Amanda rented an old house together that had an unfinished basement that no one spent any time in, so they figured it would be the perfect place to do the ritual. It was completely unfinished, like I said, so parts of the basement were stone and then the other part was like a dirt wall. It had one small window, which they covered up. So Janie and Amanda set everything up, hung out a little bit before going to bed, and at 11 p.m., Janie went to sleep. Janie was the type of person who would toss and turn in her bed, worrying about work, worrying about what the next day would bring. But she said that night she fell asleep so quickly, by the time her alarm clock went off, she was confused, feeling like she'd only been asleep for minutes. She grabbed her cell phone, her candle, her lighter, and her power object, which was a necklace that her and her sister both shared. And it was very important to them. When Janie came out of her bedroom, her sister Amanda was waiting in the kitchen by the door to the basement, standing there wide-eyed and looking excited. Janie was extremely tired, felt like she had barely gotten any sleep, but was still just ready to do this and prove to her sister that nothing was going to happen. The sisters kept all of the lights off and Janie quietly went down the stairs with her candle lit. A kind of nervousness came over her that she wasn't expecting to feel. Her sister closed the door behind her and she walked down the stairs slowly, and she said that the sound of them creaking just felt so eerie and she wasn't one to normally get spooked. She sat in the middle chair in her throne and made sure not to look at the mirrors. When Janie sat down in the middle chair in her throne, she noticed that she was sweating a little bit and kind of clammy because the fan was hitting the back of her neck and she could just feel that it was like sweaty. In the first few moments that Janie sat there, she actually started to feel a lot calmer because she was like, what am I thinking? Nothing's gonna happen. I'm just gonna sit here and everything is gonna be fine. This is gonna be over before I know it. But after a few minutes, she started to get this really strange feeling, like the darkness in this basement was never ending, like she was just in another world almost. She felt like there was no upstairs. She felt like there were no streets surrounding their house. She felt like she was just in this void of black, in this void of darkness, completely alone. Then she described that suddenly it was like the air changed. It felt like there was less oxygen. That's the only way she could describe it. Like the air was stale. And she started to get this gnawing feeling like something was behind her, watching her. If you've ever been running up the stairs in the dark and scared that something's about to grab you, or you get out of your bed at night to get a glass of water or go to the washroom and you feel like a hand's about to grab you from under your bed. That's how she felt. She felt like something was about to grab her from behind. The air from the fan was still hitting the back of her neck, but it was at that moment that suddenly she could no longer feel the fan, but she could still hear the fan. So she thought to herself, there is something directly behind me right now. She couldn't stop thinking about the mirrors, which she could see a little bit in her peripheral. She felt like she could almost see something standing behind her. She was concentrating very hard on not looking at the mirrors and thinking, what did I get myself into? With part 2.
Random joke to tell your friends. 3 women die together in an accident and go to heaven. When they get there, St. Peter says, "We only have one rule here in heaven. Don't step on the ducks." So they enter heaven, and sure enough, there are ducks all over the place. It is almost impossible not to step on a duck, and although they try their best to avoid them, the first woman accidentally steps on one. Along comes St. Peter with the ugliest man she ever saw. St. Peter chains them together and says, "Your punishment for stepping on a duck is to spend eternity chained to this ugly man." The next day, the second woman steps accidentally on a duck, and along comes St. Peter, who doesn't miss a thing. With him is another extremely ugly man. He chains them together with the same admonishment as for the first woman. The third woman has observed all this, and not wanting to be chained for all eternity to an ugly man, is very, very careful where she steps. She manages to go months without stepping on any ducks. But one day, St. Peter comes up to her with the most handsome man she has ever laid eyes on. Very tall, long eyelashes, muscular. St. Peter chains them together without saying a word. The happy woman says, "I wonder what I did to deserve being chained to you for all of eternity." The guy says, "I don't know about you, but I stepped on a duck." Follow for better jokes.